Progress.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your first group session workout. We're just going to be going through a mix of different exercises throughout, and it's going to be lasting about 30 minutes, roughly. Don't want to go any longer than that, really, but we'll just see how we go. So this exercise is going to be consisting of a warm-up. It will then consist of 8 compound exercises, and then we're going to go into a cool-down. So the whole point of the warm-up and the cool-down is just to make sure that we are preventing injury as best we can. So warming up, just going to get the blood pumping around the body, really get those muscles working so they are then ready for the exercises. After that, what's going to happen is known as a cool down. So would have been moving around a lot. You've really been stretching out the muscles, which is great. But if you then suddenly just stand still and do nothing, you're going to end up getting tight. Tight becomes sore, you can end up pulling the muscle. So to avoid that, what we will be doing is just doing some dynamic stretches to start, followed by the exercises, followed then by a cool down, and then it's home time. Okay. All right. So first things first are warm-ups. So they're going to consist of dynamic stretches. What those stretches will be, I will explain now. It's just going to be a mix of kind of very quick movements. But we're only going to be doing about 10 seconds of each. So there won't be long with that at all. So first things first, what we are just going to do, start off with even. What we are going to start off with will be squats. All right. So with the squats, all I want us to do is just have our feet roughly shoulder width apart. And as we come down, hold your arms to balance. There's no tempo, so otherwise there's not a timing frame. Hold yourself down. And when you come up, bring yourself back up again. Now, just coming from the side, what I don't want is when you're coming down, is just bums stick out like this. You're not twerking, you're trying to do a squat. So what we'll try and do is keep our feet roughly shoulder width apart. If the toes are out, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. All I want you to do is keep yourself down. As you then come up, squeeze those glutes. So you're really bringing those hips forward. The idea then is that you're engaging the abs, but at the same time, you're keeping those glutes contracted, keeping them tense. All right, so we're going to do 10 seconds of that, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. That's it. 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, next one, arm circles. So all I want you to do is just get your arms out nice and wide. And what we're going to do is a rotation. So just go clockwise for 10 seconds. We'll then go anti-clockwise as soon as we hit 10. We'll start that now. Three, 2, 1, and swap. All right, and relax. Next one, butt kicks. So they're also known as heel flicks. So what we would do, I'll get you on this side just so you kind of know what I'm doing. From here, you can start where all you're doing is just simply kicking your heels up into your glutes or up into your bum. That's what basically a heel flick will be. But at the same time, if we want to add some speed to it, which you're welcome to do, we can just get a gentle jog on, really kick those heels into the glute or into the bum area, and we'll be doing that for 10 seconds. It's up to you which one you want to do, but I just want to keep moving. So we'll start that in 3, 2, 1, and go. Three, 2, 1. Marvelous. Next one, leg swings. So I can see you've got a back wall there. If you want to use that wall for balance, you most certainly can use that. That's entirely up to you. All I want us to do is just kick forward. All right, doesn't matter which leg you start with, just kick forward as if you're trying to kick a soccer ball or a rugby ball. And we're just going to kick that forward. We're going to do that for 10 seconds. Starting now. 3, 2, 1, and swap. 3, 2, 1. All right, next one, jumping jacks. So with a jumping jack, we can do it as a normal jumping jack, where we're basically just moving along like this. So feet come together, arms down, spread out. This is where the next step will be. The other one you can do, because then you've got quite a bit of space there, is what you can do is just slide. It's called a sliding jumping jack. That's another alternative. So it's up to you which one you'd like to do. But we'll start that in 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1. All right, nice one. Next one, lunges. So all I want to do is just alternating lunges. So what we're doing is we're taking one big stride forward, lifting back up, and then doing exactly the same with the other foot. So to give you a rough idea, all I want you to do is to stride forward, come back again, and do the same with the opposite foot. All right, we'll start that in 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Next one, front leg raise. So we're doing it before, where either you were balanced or you just stand up still and you were just kicking forward. Now what I want you to do is that as you kick forward, use the opposite hand to touch your toes. So it's the same process, just using your arms as well. So we'll start that in 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1, and swap. 3, 2, 1. All right, nice one. Side cross swing will be next. All I want us to do is stand where you are with this, rather than kicking forward. We've done that bit. What I want us to do now is just slide that foot directly in front of your standing foot. So just like this. All right, we'll do 10 seconds, swap it over. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and swap. 3, 2, 1. All right, and then last little exercise, just before we start to get into these exercises. We're going to do a hug into a chest expansion. So from here, you're going to get someone to a big bear hug, and then you're going to have a slight bend in your elbow, but really expand that chest. So give you a rough idea from the start. Bear hug from here. Keep those glutes engaged. You don't really want your bum out. Keep your glutes engaged. Keep that core tense, and from here, go from bear hug all the way through to really extending that chest. You should feel it here. So we'll start that in 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1. All right, and stop. All right, so starting to really use those muscles. Little bit of cardio, tiny bit there, really starting to get the blood pumping. Now, throughout the exercises, what I want us to make sure that we are doing is keeping ourselves hydrated throughout, and also in between exercises, just give yourself a little wriggle. The last thing you want to be doing is just standing still, because you're going to end up getting stiff. Stiffness comes soreness. Soreness, you can potentially pull the muscle. So to avoid that, just make sure you just give yourself a little wriggle now and again. Even if you have to walk around your bench you got there, by all means do so. All that we ask is keep yourself moving. All right, so we're going to start off now into our exercises. So we got 8 in total. Squats, alternating lunges, shoulder tap, Superman, wide grip push-up, tricep dip, push-up, and then plank. The only one out of those exercises that's going to be more about time duration rather than sets and reps will actually be the plank, but we'll get that to the end. So when it comes to our exercises, the 7 or the first 7, they are going to be about sets and repetition. So each exercise will have 2 sets. That's it. Within each set, you will have 12 repetitions. and the tempos will vary throughout. So the first 3 exercises are going to have a tempo of 2-2, and then the last 4, sorry, a tempo of 1-1, and then the last 4 will have a tempo of 2-2. Now, tempo might not mean anything to you guys, but that's fine. That's all good. Replace tempo with second. So what we mean then is that you want 1 second down, 1 second up. That's a tempo of 1-1. Tempo 2-2, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. So we're going to start off with that squat. So nice and easy, what we're going to do is have our feet roughly shoulder width apart, bit like the warm-up from before. It doesn't matter if your toes are slightly out. If they are, it's not a big deal. It's whatever makes you comfortable. From here, once again, we're just going to get it. If you need balance, you can hold out your arms here. And from here, we're just going to bring ourselves down a tempo of 1, bring ourselves up with a tempo of 1. So just remember that when you are coming down, let's get back a bit. When you are coming down, just make sure that you're bringing in those glutes. Really engage those glutes. They want to be tight on the way through. If your bum's slightly out, you're not really working them. Just make sure they're tight throughout. All right, now considering you got those benches as an alternative, if you wanted to, you can end up sitting on them a little bit like this. So you can use the bench to your advantage from here. Just come down, sit, push up. Come down, sit, push up. So it's up to you which way you want to do that, but at least you have alternatives. So from here, we'll start getting ready in about 5 seconds, but you've got those alternatives. So it's up to you which way you want to do. But we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Tempo of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Well done. Spot on with tempo, guys. Brilliant. Well done. All right, halfway already. All right, 2 more. Well done. Great job. All right, so we're going to have 60-second rest. As I said, keep yourself hydrated throughout, even if it means just going for a wriggle, by all means do so. And then we're going to start off with the next set of that exercise, then moving on to alternating lunges. All right, we're about halfway. We're about 10 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tempo 1, 1. Let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Well done. That tempo spot on. Well done. We're over halfway now. Let's go. Right. 2 more. Well done. Great job. So we're still working on the legs. What we're now going to do, a little bit like the warm-up, is alternating lunges. So from here, all I want us to do, doesn't matter which leg you start with, that's your choice. But from here, take 1 stride forward, come back, and then do exactly the same with the other leg. So, just to give you a rough idea from the side, from here, come forward, stride forward, really try and lean into that knee, come back, and really try and lean into the other one. If your knee hits the floor, that doesn't matter. This is the foundation. We're building on this. We're going to progress over time. But for now, just try and get it one side, the other side. Now it's 12 reps. So what we'll do is we'll halve that. So in other words, you're going to do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. All right. It's still a tempo of 1, 1. So don't worry about that. 1 second down, 1 second up. So we'll start that in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, over halfway, let's go. 5, 5, one more each side. 6, 6, well done. As I said, keep yourself hydrated throughout. We're going to have 60 seconds rest. Keep yourself moving around. And then from there, we're going to do one more set of that. And then that will be the legs finished for now. One more set, guys. The next exercise will be shoulder taps. All right, we're about halfway. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tempo, 1, 1. Let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Over halfway, let's go. 4, 5, 5. One more each side. 6, 6. Well done. Great job. That's a great start. Next one, as I said, shoulder taps. Now, with shoulder taps, you've got a choice here. So considering you got that orange wall in the background, you can actually start from the wall if you wanted to. So from here, keep yourself so those glutes are tight, lean into the wall. And all we need to do from here is just tap. It's just a 1-1. So it'd just be tap, tap. That'll be either side. Now, for you, that might be far too easy. So that's fine. That's all right. What you can do, just like a push-up, you slowly start making your way down the wall. So then you're on the floor. So the next step from that could be the use of your benches, which is what you've got there. So from here, shoulder width apart roughly. From here, just a simple tap. That's all you're doing. Now, even that might be a little bit too easy, so that's fine. This is where you get on the floor, but so that your knees are also on the floor as well. So from here, what you want to do is make sure that your glutes are tight, your abs are engaged, and then from here, just tap 1, 1, 2, 2, as an example. Now, even that might be far too easy. Still, that's fine. So from here, what you want to do is keep yourself so that you're roughly shoulder width apart. Keep those feet together, suck in those glutes, keep those abs tight, and then from here, 1, 1, 2, 2, and so on and so forth. So we're going to do basically each shoulder is going to get tapped 6 times. All right. So it's 12 reps in total, 6 on each side. Done. Does anyone have any questions at all? Perfect. Cool. All right. So get ourselves ready and we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. One more. 6. All right. 60-second break. As I said, we're going to do one more set of that. And then we're moving on to what's known as a Superman or Superwoman. We're going to get on with those. That'll be working more of the lower back more than anything else. Keep yourselves hydrated throughout, guys, definitely. And always go, just go for a small wriggle. Even if it means you've got a room there, even if it means going for a walk around the room, use it. We're about halfway. All right, 20 seconds. All right, we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. One more. 6 and 6. Well done. Great job. There, that tempo was spot on. Now that tempo though is going to change now. So we're going to have, rather than having a 1-1 tempo, so 1 second down, 1 second up, it's going to be doubled. So it's going to be 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. So we're going to do our Superman. So from a Superman, first thing you would do is get nice and flat. You would get nice and flat on the ground so that you are facing face down. From here, what I'd like you to start off with is from here, work your way down, get those elbows tight into your ribs. From here, face down, all I want you to do is a tempo, 2-2. So lift yourself up, hold it for 2, lift yourself down, bring that down for 2, lift yourself up, hold that for 2, bring yourself down, hold that for 2. Now, that might be a step too far, which is fine. If that is a step too far, keep the legs down. Just try and focus on lifting your chest up from the floor instead. So from here, what you're doing instead is keeping those elbows still tucked in. From here, you're lifting up, 1, 2, bringing down, 1, 2. Leaving the legs where they are, but you're still lifting yourself up. All right, so it's entirely up to you which one you want to start with, but we'll get ourselves ready and we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Brilliant. That tempo is fantastic. Well done. All right, we're halfway. Two more. All right, well done. So obviously, if that is the first time you've done that exercise, that's fine. But just remember, throughout the exercises, breathe. So on the way down, I want you to breathe in. And on the way up, I want you to breathe out. So we'll just maintain that throughout. So we got probably about another 50 seconds roughly. We've got one more set of that. And then we're going to move into wide grip push-up. All right, so keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself moving around. But just make sure that you're not standing still. About halfway. Ten more seconds. All right, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Brilliant. That tempo is spot on. Well done, guys. Right, about halfway. Let's go. Two more. 12. Well done. Great job. So you would have felt that. I noticed a lot of you as well. You're really engaging your lower back area, really trying to stretch that out. Well done. Great job. Okay, so next one we're going to look at is the wide grip push-up. Now I'm saying wide grip because what we're trying to work on is mainly the chest area here. Now with a push-up in general, it's going to work your chest, but it's also going to work your bicep, which is this muscle here. At the same time, I don't want to work primarily on the bicep. I really want to work on the chest, which is why we're going to try and go for a wide grip. Now, as you said before, you do have that orange wall at the back. So if you want to use that, by all means do so, because that's where we can have a starting point. So from here, press-ups normally would be where your hands are roughly shoulder width apart. I don't want that. I want it where you've got a wide grip. Now, having your hands out straight, that might be really uncomfortable. So as we would start to kind of wave, you can have your hands out slightly. If that's more comfortable, then go for it. From here, what you can then do is if you are up against the wall, which is fine, that's okay. That's a starting block. From here, have it so that your hands are below your shoulders. If you have it like here, all what's going to happen is that, yes, your shoulders are in line with your hands, and it means that your elbows are just flailing out. What will then happen is that your shoulders will be really sore unnecessarily. And then if you keep doing that, you can get injured, rotator cuff. So to avoid that, just have it where your hands are slightly lower than your shoulders. And from here, wide grip, and you're going to tempo again of 2-2. So from here, you don't really want to be this close. Yeah, a little bit further. From here, suck in the glutes, really engage that core. And then from here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that might be too easy. That's fine. So this is where your benches will come into play. So with the bench, go out from both sides, keep that width. And from here, really keep those glutes engaged. Really suck in those abs. And from here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, once again, that might be too easy, which is fine. So from here, you can get on the floor. You know, your feet up against the wall if you want, but keep those knees down, keep them together. And from here, don't have yourself hunched over. You're not a bear. What you want to do is just bring those abs in, really bring those glutes in. From here, all you're doing is trying to keep a straight spine as you possibly can. From here, just do tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that might be easy, another step too far as well. A bit too easy. So from here, you go all the way up to as far as this progression of this movement can take place. Really suck in those glutes, keep those abs engaged. From here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so you got quite a few alternatives there. The whole point of this is not a competition, but it's what you're comfortable with doing. So for now, depending on what you want to get started off with first, we're still going to have a tempo of 2-2, 12 reps per set. We are doing 2 sets with a 60-second rest in between. So we will start that in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And tempo 2-2. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done. Just remember that tempo. All right, we're halfway. Two more, let's go. Well done. All right, so as I said, 60-second rest. You're always going to get that. One more set, and then we'll be moving on to tricep dips, which is where those benches will come in real handy. But for now, keep yourself moving. Definitely keep yourself hydrated throughout, please. And from there, we will have about another 50 seconds. Probably got about another 20 seconds roughly. All right, we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just remember tempo, 2, 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done. Really focusing on that chest, guys. All right, 2 more. 2 more. Well done. Great job. All right, have a little bit of a rest up while I'm explaining the next one. So your next one will now be triceps. So I was saying before that with the wide grip, what we're trying to do is focus really mainly on the chest area, really trying to work, pump that chest out. At the same time, it does work the biceps slightly. Now what I want to do though is remove the focus from the chest, remove the focus from the bicep. We're now going to do the tricep, which would basically be the muscle right at the top and the back of the arm. So this is where your bench is, by the looks of it, all of you have, which is wonderful. This is where they'll really come into play. So what I'd like to see to start is, regardless where you're sitting, have your hands so that the fingers are facing the same direction as your knees. From here, grip those benches, all right? And then what you can do, this is a start. So what you can do for a start is have it where you're getting your body out and you're keeping those legs straight. Feet are together and you're still doing that tempo of 2, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you'll notice that as I'm coming down, I'm not allowing my shoulders to go below my elbows. If you want to do that, that's going to lead to some serious shoulder injury. So to avoid that, just keep it so you get a slight bend in your elbows and then lift up. Now, in regards to a tricep dip, if that is one step too far, that's fine. That's okay. What we can do, start in the same position. The difference is though, your knees don't straighten. So from here, what you would do is take a step forward, nice and easy. So you've got roughly a 90-degree angle in your legs, bend at the knee. And then from here, you're just doing a tempo of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So it's up to you guys which way you'd like to do it. You've got 2 alternatives there. So at least you've got one way of using it, which is great. But for now, we're going to start that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done. That's spot on. Really, really good with the tempo, guys. Well done. All right, we're halfway already. Don't forget to breathe throughout. 10, 2 more, 2 more. All right, well done. Great job. You are doing so well as a group. That's fantastic work. So 60 seconds, really enjoy that rest. Make the best with the hydration. Keep yourselves wriggling around. Both shoulders in particular. They've just had shoulder taps recently. They've really worked to help you out to balance with that wide grip push-up. You're now kind of using them for tricep dips. It's a good thing. Just keep them moving around, keep them rolling. Just make sure you're constantly giving yourself a bit of a wriggle. Even if it means walking around, by all means do so. So after this, what we're going to do, one more set of tricep dips. It's then going to move into your standard push-ups. In other words, hands shoulder width apart rather than wide grip. From here, it's going to be the same purpose as the wide grip push-up. So you can start from the wall, you can work your way down to the bench, you can get on the floor with with knees bent, or you can have a straight leg. It's entirely up to you. All right, so we're going to go back to triceps in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Tempo 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done. Great job. That tempo is fantastic. All right, we're over halfway. You got 2 more. Let's push it. 12. Well done. Fantastic job. Well done. So in terms of the bench, it's entirely up to you if you want to use that or not for the next exercise. That is your call. So for next, what we're going to do, while you guys are just having a bit of a rest, I would explain the press up again. So press up, it's just a standard one. All I wanted to do is have our hands roughly shoulder width apart. Now from here, once again, if you want to start from the wall, you can. You've got that big orange one right behind you. You can use that if you want. Have your hands roughly shoulder width apart. As before, just make sure that your hands are below your shoulders. If you get that, what's going to happen straight away? Elbows start flaring. That's not good. So to avoid that, hands come down, slightly back away if you wish. Make sure thumbs engaged, really keeping that spine as straight as you can. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If that is too easy, that is absolutely fine. Your next progression would be to use the bench. So with the bench, from here, rather than a wide grip, shoulder width apart, get those legs nice and straight, really suck in those glutes, really engage those abs. And then from here, you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, once again, that might be too easy, which is good. It means that you're progressing. So what the next one we want to do is get it whereby your arms are nice and straight, but you've got a bend in your knees. So from here, keep your spine as straight as you can. And all we're going to do is just a tempo of 2, 2. So just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, once again, that might be too easy. So what we can then do is just have it where your legs are straight, really engaging the core, sucking in your bum as hard as you can. And from here, look up if you can, and then you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's your tempo. Just remember that tempo. Change the word in your head if you have to do the seconds. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. All right, so depending on which way you kind of want to start, it doesn't matter where. The whole point of this is to build a foundation to then progress slowly. So we will get there. It doesn't matter where you start. So from now, we will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Tempo 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done. That tempo is fantastic. Well done, guys. You worked really well on that throughout. All right, we're halfway. Two more. Let's go. 12. Well done. All right, so 60 seconds rest. One more set of that. And then we're going to finish off those exercises. Have a plank. We're going to do 60 seconds of a plank as far as we can. If you can't reach 60 seconds to hold that, that's fine. That's okay. We'll then have a break for 30. Try another 60 seconds if we can. Doesn't matter if we can't. We're starting from a foundation. From there, We're then going to go into cool down, and then it's home time. All right, got about 10 more seconds. Try and speed it up. All right, we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Tempo 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well done, guys. Brilliant work. All right, we're halfway already. Two more, let's go. One more, let's push it out. Well done. Great job. All right, so as I said, we've got one more exercise and then it's cool down time. We're then done. So this just be a plank. So with a plank, you've got two ways of doing this. So I'm just going to do a standard plank where you're going to be effectively lying front on the floor. So with a plank, what you can do is you can have it where your arms are at a slight bend. Get yourself into a push-up position to start, okay? From here, have a slight bend in your elbows, and then you want to suck in the abs, really bring in those glutes as well, and then hold that. Now, if having your legs straight is too much, that's okay. What I recommend is stretching your legs as far as you can, so almost your toes are really stretching. Have a slight bend in your knee, but you're still maintaining that straight spine. So from here, hold that for 60 seconds, and then we'll have a 30-second break, then hold it. So come from the front, you can do with your hands. So it doesn't really matter what they're doing. So you can have it where your hands look like you're a sphinx. You can have it where your hands are out, or if it's comfortable for you, you can have it where your hands are basically holding each other. Probably like you're praying for this to their end. But if you hold them together, it'll be a little bit easier for you. So doesn't matter which way you start. You can have your knees bent, have those legs as straight as you possibly can, really stretch out those toes. Have a slight bend in your knee, and then from there, if you're happy with that, we can have it where your legs are straight. So doesn't matter which way you start, but we'll start getting ourselves ready in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Don't forget to breathe throughout. In through the nose and then out through the mouth. If you cannot hold it for 60, do not worry. Have a break and then try again. Right, halfway. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So as I said, 30 seconds, and then we'll crack on with the next one. Five, 4, 3, 2, one. Let's go. 'Alright, we're halfway. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Well done. Great job. Done really, really well, guys. That was a great team effort. So now that we've obviously done the warm-up exercises, they are done. Now what we're going to do is there's a cool down. So we've really worked the muscles, which is great. But now that you're almost kind of probably walking home slowly, maybe doing a little more of a gym workout, you just want to keep those muscles moving. So we're just going to do some cool down stretches now, so known as static stretches. Just going to do 5, same amount of time, we're holding them for 10 seconds. So first one will be shoulders. It's up to you which way you want to do it. You can have it where you have one arm going directly across your chest. The other arm is then pulling in that arm. And as you pull that towards you further, you should feel a real deep stretch in your shoulder. That's one way of doing it. The other option is that you bend one arm behind your back, use the other hand, drag that behind onto the elbow, and really bring that down. You're trying to get your hand as far down your spine as you possibly can. Now, it's up to you which way you want to do it. I do not mind, but for now, we're just going to do 10 seconds. As soon as we hit 10, we're swapping it over. All right. So we'll start that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 2, 1, and swap. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Next one, chest, as I said before. So all I want us to do is to get our hands behind our backs. I want us to interlock our fingers. And all I want us to then do is to make sure the glutes are moving forward. So hips forward, glutes sucked in. I want you to try and pretend that you're trying to move your hands away from your bum as far as you can. In doing so, I want you to open up the chest. So then from here, you're really pushing that out. And we'll hold that for 10. Right, and relax. So next one's now just going to work on will be our legs. So we're going to do quadricep stretch first, followed by hamstrings, and then last but not least, calves. So with the quads, all I want us to do, doesn't matter which leg you start with, keep one foot down, grab the other foot, really dig that into your bum. All right, dig that heel into your bum, and then I want us just to hold that for 10 seconds. Now, you got a wall behind you. If you feel the need to use that for balance whilst stretching, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter which way. You got maybe a pillar there as well. You can use that if you want. That's entirely up to you. But for now, we'll start that for 10 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, and swap. 3, 2, 1, and legs down. All right, so next one is just going to be hamstrings. So you just done the quads, this muscle here. We're going to work on hammies. So what I want us to do is to just take one stride forward, pretend like you're walking, but what I want you to then do, whatever foot you've moved forward, keep that leg straight and gently kneel into your other side. So in other words, if I'm facing you, I'll have one foot up, toes up to the sky, slight bend in the other knee, and then just rest on that. We're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Three, two, one. Swap over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, last one, and then we're going home. It's the calf stretch. So a little bit like the hamstring, you have one foot in front of the other. All I want us to do though is a slight bend in your front knee. But as you're bending that front knee, keep the back leg straight. So this one, I want you to keep it straight. Now the idea is you want to lean forward, but don't lean forward so much that you end up lifting the back leg, because what you're then doing is you're tightening the calf, you're not stretching it. So instead, what you can do, if you need the wall, press it up against, really hold deep into that stretch and hold it for 10, swap over. If you don't need the wall, that's fine. All I want to do is just gently stretch, and then we'll hold that for 10 and swap. We'll start now. Three, two, one, and swap. 3, 2, 1. We're done. Well done. Great job, guys. Hope you had a good time. So we've done a warm-up, done the 8 consecutive exercises or compound exercises consecutively. We've then finished off with a cool down. So you've done really well, guys. It was fantastic work. Your tempo was on point. You were really going for the progressive aspect of every exercise. I really couldn't have asked for any more. So well done. We've got you booked in now for the 11th of July at 12 p.m. So we'll get you guys in for that, and I will see you soon. So well done, guys. You've done really, really well. Great job.